Brianna. It is April 30th. It's the last day of April. We made it through Veda together. Sorry. Maybe it's like the drape thing. I feel very, I have to make a statement. Okay. All right. Are you struggling to get back on plan? Let's say people like to use the word restarter as if somebody's going all the way back to the beginning, or sometimes as adults we wish that we could kind of call it a do-over. Like in I don't know, sports, or I just think about volleyball when I used to play volleyball during PE, or try to play volleyball during PE in junior high, and like, you know how you'd go to serve something up and it just went the wrong way, and you're like, oh, do-over, can I have a do-over? And everybody would kind of be like, yeah, okay, it's fine. And then you didn't really think about it again. Okay. And you didn't keep talking about that one serve that you messed up. But I want to use this in relation to people that they went off plan. It could be for like 2 weeks, it could be for 2 months, it could be 2 years, whatever happened. Maybe you gained some weight back, maybe you gained it all back plus some, who knows? A lot of people are in this situation where they feel like they're restarting, and they're like, it's like somebody that's trying to jump their car. Like, they keep trying to start it and they're like, and like, nothing's happening. The turnover isn't happening. And I want to propose some possible ideas why. So people sometimes email me, or they ask me, what do I do to get back on plan? You get back on plan. I mean, it's simple. Just do what you did the first time. You know that it works. You know that you had results the first time. For whatever reason, sometimes people, they start tweaking the program too much, or they went off for a special event or something, and then they just like totally disconnected and went balls to the wall crazy with their food, and you know what I mean? Or maybe they were like somebody that just kind of got a little off track, and then it went way off track, and then something happened that like sent them berserk into, I don't know, some kind of food vortex or something. I don't know how to explain it. Really, the best thing you can do is get back on plan. And I think the reason people struggle with this is because they're so busy talking about it. They're so busy thinking about it. They're so busy planning it. They're like, I'm going to start on Monday. I'm going to start on Sunday. I'm going to, wait until XYZ happens. Well, I have this event coming up, so I'm going to wait until after that. And then that event happens, and then somebody else plans another party. And then it's weeks and weeks and weeks, and you're still not back on plan. So you have to make it a priority. And then one of the big major things that you have to do is you have to get over whatever happened in the past, okay? So, some people, they're so busy comparing their first time to this time. Well, last time I did this and it worked, and I lost this much the first time, and this time I'm losing this much, and why? But really, if you had done this the first time, you would be perfectly fine losing 5 pounds in a week. It just so happened that the first time you lost 7. It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong the second time. It's just your body's not going to respond in exactly the same way at the exact same pace as it did the first time. You know what I mean? It's just, there's too many variables. So you kind of have to let that part go. I would just say, it's just a different phase of your journey. You may have gained all your weight back plus some. You may have gained a little bit back. Wherever you are in that, you have to let that go in order for you to move on. You learn from it. You learn that if you don't do what you set out to do, if you go back to your old ways, it does not get you what you want. So then let's try something else. Let's try doing what you know works for you, and just stick with it no matter how many times you stumble. My trainer told me something today. And, we've been doing a lot of core work, and we do planks and stuff like that. I went from only being able to hold my plank for 25 seconds and feeling like I was going to die to within a few weeks I could hold it for a minute. And we're going to keep building up from there. But there are times when I'm trying to hold a position or when I'm trying to do something new, you know, she's challenging me all the time. When I'm trying to do something new, I fall on my butt or I fall almost flat on the mat on my face because my muscles fail me, my body gives out. And she told me the other day, last week, and I won't forget it, she said, you don't get to quit just because you fell down. You do not get to quit. I don't get to quit. You don't get to quit. I don't tell my son, he's a toddler, he falls on his face all the time. Nobody tells you when you have kids that your little one, once they start walking, once they start trying to get up on stuff, they're gonna fall on their face all the time. Or do you want your kids, do you want anybody you know or care about, if you don't have kids, whatever, you know, would you want anybody you know and love and care about to be like, well, some really crappy stuff went down and why don't you just stay there? I don't think so. You would not, ever, I hope not. You guys are not those kind of people. I know you're not. I know you. I know you. My workout got me all riled up. Okay. You have to get over the past and you have to just, you know, sometimes you're going to fall on your face. You're going to make mistakes and shit's going to go down. And that's just life, y'all. Weight loss is no different. You got to be able to roll with the punches, you know? All right. I read this really great article a while back, and it talked about people making progress in their life. I forget if it was specifically related to weight loss, but they were talking about rumination, and they described it as a cow that just chews their cud over and over, and they like spit it out, and then they pick it back up. So that's the thing. If you have decided that it's time to get back on program, okay, whatever happened in the past, all right, you are verbalizing it or you're making some sort of action that speaks to that. You are trying to get back on plan. So once you've established that, once you're back on plan, you don't need to pick that cud back up. You don't need to pick it back up and say like, well, why did I fail? And why this? And why did I do that? Unless it serves some sort of learning purpose, I think at some point you've chewed all you can out of it. Now it's just some nasty piece that you just need to let go. I am all for learning experiences. I'm all for, you know, trying to dig deep and try and figure out why you do the things that you do, what kind of habits or triggers you have. Dr. Ray talks about that in his book. It's somewhere. Check out my guns. It's getting better. Look. All right. Anyways, they're just getting nice and leaned out now. He talks about this. He talks about programming and triggers and knowing your triggers. So if you know that life events are a trigger, it goes autopilot, you know? If backyard barbecues are your triggers, you gotta go and you gotta have a plan. All right. So whatever decision that you've made, you got to move on from that. You can't just sit there and go over and over and over and over it. You know what I mean? It'll keep you stuck. You will become so obsessed with what's happened in the past, what's been done in the past, that you won't be able to move on. I've had some people that just refuse to celebrate any kind of loss they have now until they are back where they were before, which I think is also problematic because, you know, yeah, maybe you regain some weight back. I mean, okay, we've already acknowledged that needs to change, but, you know, it doesn't mean that you're not re-losing it this time around. It doesn't mean that you're not working just as hard now, if not more so than you did the first time. So, you know, I think that we all have to just take each pound as it comes. We have to take each milestone as it comes. So that's my feeling about that. The other thing is that you have to get reconnected or you need to stay connected. You cannot, I personally believe, I feel like that, what was it, the Miss Teen USA? I personally believe, sorry, it's an old joke we used to have in the newsroom. Okay, focus. I personally believe that you cannot do this on your own. We are strong, powerful beings, but I really think that staying connected, being surrounded, you know, you got to circle the wagons. When somebody has a a disease diagnosis, they don't tell them, oh yeah, why don't you go in a corner and deal with this by yourself? No, you circle the wagons. You get a team of support of people that are going to be there for you, people to bounce ideas off of, people to take you to and from treatment, that sort of thing. It's kind of a very similar situation. You need to create a support system. You need to stay connected with your coach if you have one. If you don't have a coach, stay connected on the boards or find a coach, or, stay connected on YouTube or Facebook or whatever medium kind of, find a workout buddy, or, find a weight loss buddy, get somebody to join the program with you. You really need to stay connected into a community where you feel like what you're working towards is validated and also is supported. It's hard. Weight loss can be very isolating. It's very hard to do it on your own. And when you are faced with people that don't really understand what you're going through, it just feels like, okay, well, if nobody cares, if nobody else cares, then what's the point? And that's the thing. Having that group really reinforces the idea that, hey, getting healthy is important. The fact that I fit into a new size is something to be celebrated. So be sure that you stay connected, stay in your community. And the other thing is to make new goals. Whether you're a restarter or, like I said, if you gain 5 pounds back, maybe you didn't gain any weight back. You need to make new goals. Your goals might be different this time around. You may decide that this time around you want to wait longer to work out, or maybe you want to work out sooner. Maybe you don't want to work out at all. Maybe you want to get to a different size that you didn't think was possible before. Just different challenges help set yourself up for goals. It gives you something to work towards, because if you're only trying to get where you went before, it doesn't really work. You will only end up at that one spot where you quit and you walked away. So more often than not, all my other programs that I had done that I wasted so much money on over and over and over, years and years and years, and money and time and effort and all that stuff, 200 was always the mark that I was shooting for. Always wanted to get below 200, get into low 200s, I'd never gotten that far before, and I thought, this is my mark. Well, if I didn't set anything below that, where do you think I would be right now? I would be at 200. I would probably be back at 230, 240, 250, because I needed to set new goals. You can't just set out for one goal. Trust me, I do understand that you may not believe that it's possible. When I started this program, I kind of one last ditch effort before I cut my stomach open. Okay. I was at that point. I didn't think I would lose 100 pounds, but I just, let's make it to 200. After 200, I had to set there was a whole new world opened up of different goals. I was like, oh crap. Well, I need something closer than 130, but not so far away as 175. Okay, my next one is to get out of the 190s. It just goes that way. You need to set new goals, set them continually. That's the way to stay motivated, especially when you have a long way to go. Even for the people that have 10, 15, 20 pounds to lose, I say, reward yourself every 5 pounds, every 2 pounds. Do what you have to do to keep yourself motivated. And this is my big, a tip that I've given people on the Facebook group probably for the last year, almost year and a half. Let's say you've been off and on. Kind of off and on, you're on 2 weeks and then you go off, and then you're on for kind of 3 days and then you're off. The scale hasn't moved for you in quite some time because you're kind of messing around. So then people start to blame the program, and this is my advice to them. You're getting frustrated because the scale's not moving, or because you're not seeing the results that you think you should see in a couple of days. Your body is so confused because you keep throwing it for a loop all the time. It doesn't know what the heck to do with what you're giving it, because it's well, one day she's feeding me, the next day she's taking all the carbs away, and the next day she's doing this. There's no consistency. This is what I found. This is what worked for me when I would struggle to stay on plan. You are going to give yourself 10 days, 100%. Quick start guide, back to the quick start guide, y'all. This is your Bible. You're going to be saying amen after those 10 days. If you follow this Bible, 10 days, 100%, like you never missed a step, like you never missed a beat. You are on it. You are weighing and measuring. You are drinking all your water. You are not overdoing it on the condiments. You are not worried about what the scale says because you know everything is going to turn out the way it's supposed to. You are going to give yourself 10 hardcore days, no bites, no licks, no taste, no processed crap that is supposedly on plan. None of that. You're going to give yourself 10 days, 100%. Just on plan. I'm not telling you to go work out. I'm not telling you to do anything else. You don't have to do anything crazy. You are going to give yourself 10 days, 100%, legitimately on plan, doing it the proven way, not doing it your way, doing it the proven way. Oh, I can't really guarantee you. I've never had any of my personal clients do this and not see the scale move. 10 days is enough to get you back out of detox. It's enough to give yourself more than a week on program. It's enough to get the scale moving again, for you to start getting back into a good rhythm, and for you to really start thinking about, well, why the heck am I doing all this anyway? What do I really want? Why did I even start this? Okay? It's like the last video I did. Remember, unless you have a very weird relationship with somebody, nobody drug you into this. Nobody made you order. Nobody made you start. Nobody forced you into this. You started this because you wanted it. You have to remember what you want. You have to. You have to go back to that. It's got to be big, it's got to be awesome, and it's got to be worth fighting for. So, can you do it? Can you do 110 days back on plan? That would be even better. Can you do 10 days at 100% on plan? I want to hear from you, you strugglers, you restarters, you ruminators, those of you that chewed that cud enough. It's time to get with it. It's time to get back on. Let's not waste any more time. Don't waste any more of your time. The days are just slipping away. Summer's right around the corner. So, all right. Those are my tips for you restarters. Sometimes you just gotta get back on the horse. You gotta take a bite of the dog that bit you, and other random things. It's been a great month of Veda. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to doing more videos, and thanks so much for watching. Hi new subscribers, hi old subscribers, and loyal clients. I love you guys. It's been such a joy. So, all right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.